I've never seen a diamond in the flesh.
Hey guys, today I bring you this look inspired by Angelina Jolie at one of the premieres of her movie Maleficent. This was last month. It was not the one with the incident with the white powder that everyone was talking about. This was one of the other occasions, and I really loved the effortless smoky liner look she had going on. Now keep in mind, this look is not effortless. In fact, it can be a little difficult because you are smudging out eyeliner, which can tend to make a mess. So what I did, and what I recommend you doing, is keeping some makeup remover and Q-tips handy to clean up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. And if you want to see how I did this look, please stay tuned. Okay, so I was starting off with my base already done. You just want a matte neutral color. You can use a clear primer. I used the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Nude Pink. It's a dupe for Max Painterly. The first color I'm going in with is the color that you see all over my lid and crease here. It's just going to set a nice base for everything. This is Creme Brûlée by Geek. Another similar color would be Max Soft Brown. It's just a warm transition color, but it's not too orangey. It's kind of just like a warm tan. So I'm fluffing that all over my lid, through my crease, and then I'm just going to really pile that on until I feel like it's a nice even coat, and then go ahead and blend it out. The other step I'm going to take before starting in on that smudgy liner is to go ahead and set a highlight. This is just Vanilla Bean by Geek. Any matte color that's a little lighter than your skin tone will do, and I'm just popping it through my brow bone and my inner corner. For this black smoky effect, there are 4 kind of the main steps, as well as just touching up whatever you need to. So I will keep that Creme Brûlée handy because I use it a few times just to reapply on my base and soften out the lines of the black more. This is the method of taking liquid liner and then pencil liner and then eyeshadow in order to create a smoky look but still provides enough definition. So the liquid liner I am taking is the L'Oreal Infallible Super Slim in black, just a pen liner, and the shape I'm going for with this is a medium thickness line with a slight wing to it. You don't want it to be too thick because you want to not have the dark take over your whole lid, but you still want it to be thick enough to where it is the main focal point of the look. Mine actually ends up a little thicker than Angelina Jolie's did, but I still like the effect, so just go whatever you're comfortable with and make a nice line with that. Okay, and the second step for your smoky liner is to take a very smudgeable black pencil liner. This is the one by Covergirl, Liquiline Blast in Black Fire. Very, very smudgy, so it can be a little messy, which is the reason I have the makeup remover on hand to clean up things. So I'm just taking this right along where you put your liquid liner. You literally want to cover it. The reason we're not going straight away in with this is because if you just go in with this, you might end up making a huge mess and blending it all away. But if you already have liquid liner there, you're still going to have that definition and shape to follow even as you smudge. So if you want to go ahead and just take it in your outer half of your liner, that's fine because you don't want it to be too smudgy in the inner bit. I kind of took it everywhere, but was just extra careful in the inner corner. And I started off smudging it with this brush that it has on the end, but it was a little weird shaped and it was kind of making a mess. So I ended up just going in with a little brush like this. This is the e.l.f. Professional Concealer brush. Use that to smudge out my line, especially focusing on the wing area. Because she doesn't actually have a wing going on, I just wanted to make sure that I had that darkness to create my outer corner. So you really want to smudge out the shape of your wing so it's not an intense wing. The shadow you want to use to blend that out is actually not a black, it's a brown, because you already have your black down and you don't want it to get too dark. So what I'm using is a nice warm brown. This is Max Embark. I'm not sure what finish this is. I believe it's a matte, but I'm not positive. It's just a dark, warm, kind of purpley toned brown, and I'm going to use this on a fluffier brush and just use that to kind of taking a little feathery motion like this really you really want to keep it like in a small motion. You don't want to be blending it everywhere. Take it right along first the wing and then across the whole liner, just to make sure it's nice and smudgy. And it's also just going to soften out the appearance of that line, since you're using a brown to kind of transition it into that creme brulee color. Then I actually went back in with creme brulee at this point, and I was packing it back on the lid. As I mentioned, I do this several times throughout, but this is the point when I really was like, okay, it's time to soften out the line. I kind of took it on my lid as well as down onto the lower or the inner part of my line, just to really soften it out, make sure it wasn't too dark there. Was to take a black, the one I'm using is Makeup Geek's Corrupt, any matte black will do, and I'm taking that on a pencil brush and kind of drawing it upwards to kind of like right upwards along your crease. You don't want to go too far out with this, and kind of feather it up a little. That's going to create a bit more of darkness out there than you have going on. It's going to kind of shape your eyes the way that she had it going, which, like I said, was not going outwards as much as it was going upwards. And then I'm just going to take and blend that out a little. You can also grab a little Embark and use that to blend out the line of that. Just make it nice and soft. I'm going to go ahead and move on to my lower lashes. I'm taking a nude liner in my waterline. She definitely had this going on, and usually I'm not a huge fan of the way it looks. But I think because the inner corners on the whole eye are kept so light, the nude liner really ties in well. It looks like a continuation of our inner corners. So I'm taking the Rimmel Scandaleyes eyeliner in Nude. It's a really great nude, and I'm just taking that on my waterline. Some of the black I used to tightline did transfer, so I first cleared that off the waterline and then used this. Lashes are not too dark, so I'm just taking a bit of Embark on an angled brush, and I'm starting it and taking the most concentration and rubbing that on the outer bit, and then kind of taking whatever's left on the brush without re-dipping it inwards, kind of toward the end of the lashes. And then I'm just going to really buff that out on the outer corner, because her outer corner does kind of drop lower than the rest of it. I think it gives it the eye a larger effect. So I'm really buffing it out there. I'm going to take the teeniest bit, because this could get messy really fast, of our black on a pencil brush and just put it on the very outer corner of my eyes. You can't see it as much when her head's facing forwards, but in pictures where she's facing sideways, you can see that drops a little bit lower down. So I'm taking some black just to really intensify that outer corner, and I'm going to buff that out like no one's business, because I want to keep it really soft as I can, given that it's a black, if that makes sense. Okay, so the last eyeshadow I'm going to grab up here is Makeup Geek Shimma. It's an incredibly metallic, peachy light nude, and I'm taking that on an angled brush like this, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner and also on the very arch of the brow bone, because she does seem to have shimmer there. Given that the rest of her look is matte, I think they just wanted to make those places really pop, and I think this color looks so gorgeous with the rest of the look. Just makes the inner corner really bright, which is a great contrast with the smoky black on the very outer bit. What really takes this look from grungy to pretty is the lashes. Angelina's definitely wearing falsies. I wasn't feeling it today, so I just went with a generous amount of mascara, but this look would be so pretty with falsies. I think it looks fine without as well. You just want to make sure not to skimp on the mascara. This is the Maybelline Lash Stiletto. And then moving on to cheeks and lips, I'm going for a peachy nude. Angelina definitely doesn't do a lot of blush. She kind of keeps the cheeks pretty simple. This is just e.l.f.'s Tickled Pink. It's a very light peachy color, and I'm popping a little bit of that right on my cheeks just for a little flush. The lip was just a peachy nude. To accomplish this, I actually used 3 products. This is just the NYX lip liner in Sand Pink. It's a warm pink color, and it's going to make my nude appear a little more peachy, a little more colored versus nude. So I'm just lining and filling in my lips with that. The nude I'm using is the Maybelline from their Nudes collection. This is Barely Beige. It is a gorgeous peachy pink. On me it goes a little too light, like it looks a little too dead. But in conjunction with that lip liner, it's kind of the perfect color. And then her lips were definitely a little glossy. The gloss that I found that worked the best for this look is actually discontinued, but it's Revlon Super Lustrous and Foil, just a nude rose gold shimmer, and I'm just popping that on the very middle of the lip. I'm doing a little more. and blend that out, and that is the finished look. Okay, so that is my finished Angelina Jolie Maleficent premiere inspired look. I know it's not exactly like hers. Mine ended up a little darker, and our eye shapes are obviously different, so it kind of played into that, but I do think this is a super flattering look. I think this will look really pretty on all kinds of eye shapes, eye colors, and I think this is kind of the perfect look for those of you who are not comfortable with smoky eyes. I mean, I definitely am a smoky eye gal, but I think this is beautiful because it doesn't close off your eyes too much, because you are keeping so much the lid light in color. You're just keeping the smokiness right at the lash line. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to like it below, subscribe to see more from me, and I'll be back with a new video in 2 days. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.